Jason's shocked reaction when Travis spotted hanging out with Taylor Swift in NYC on podcast. In the latest episode of the New Heights podcast, which premiered on Wednesday, March 19th, Jason Kelce couldn't help but be excited to hear his brother, Travis Kelce, talk about hanging out with Taylor Swift in New York City. Jason Kelce opened the conversation by congratulating Travis Kelce on Travis and Taylor winning their first award together at the 2025 iHeartRadio Awards. Jason said, "It's great to have your name mentioned on a big night." Travis laughed and said, "Oh, thank you. You know, I got to go on stage with Taylor. That was a memorable event, but I think it was also a memorable mark." Travis then mentioned that he had a great weekend in NYC, to which Jason laughed and teased, "Well, it looks like you've got some pretty special company." Travis just smiled, trying to sound casual but clearly couldn't hide the joy in his voice as he talked about the fun moments of the trip. He shared that they had a great time with friends, ate at a fancy restaurant, and walked around the city. Jason, always humorous, continued to tease, "Are you sure it's just going to eat? Or is there something fun you're not telling me?" Travis laughed, avoiding a direct answer but not denying anything. The atmosphere of the podcast became hilarious as Jason continued to press Travis for more details. Finally, Travis just said one sentence full of sarcasm, "Just a great night with great people, man." Jason laughed heartily, ending the teasing with, "Okay, I'll let you keep it a secret, but I know one thing for sure. You had the best time of your life." Travis then quickly talked about winning an award at the iHeartRadio Awards with Taylor Swift. "I never thought I'd be at a music event as big as the iHeartRadio Awards, and I can't believe I'll be sharing this moment with Taylor," Kelce said, his voice full of emotion. At the award ceremony, Taylor Swift won in several major categories, while Travis Kelce was honored with the award for Athlete with the Most Impact in Popular Culture. The couple received a standing ovation from fans, and the moment Taylor happily clapped for Travis as he walked on stage became one of the most memorable images of the night. "Honestly, I'm just a football player, but standing there and hearing my name called out next to Taylor, it was magical. She's not only a great artist, but she's someone who inspires me every day," Kelce shared on the podcast. He also thanked Taylor for always supporting him in his sports career, just like how he proudly stood next to her at epic concerts. Taylor always talks about the power of connection and emotion in music, and I think, whether it's sports or music, the most important thing is to inspire people. That's what I learned from her. This sweet moment not only excited fans, but also affirmed the special bond between two stars from two different fields who always support each other in their journey to conquer new heights. The Kansas City Chiefs received good news when Travis Kelce decided he would return for another season. He had some comments about Travis Hunter as the NFL draft gets closer. During an episode of his and Jason Kelce's podcast, New Heights, he commented on Hunter's ability to play on both sides of the ball in the NFL. Hunter won the Heisman Trophy last season, scoring 15 receiving touchdowns and snagging 4 interceptions. "He's going to have to prove that he can do it," Kelce said on New Heights. "Nobody has ever played every single play on both sides. When Deion Sanders did it, he was in like nickel. He was in certain packages. In the NFL, they'll have to scheme up around him getting too exhausted. They really have to weigh that into their play calling, both offensively and defensively." Hunter responded to Kelce's sentiment on his own podcast, The Travis Hunter Show. "Like he said, I have to prove that I can do it. So that's my main thing. I'm going to prove that I'm going to do it and I can do it, so he's not telling no lie." "I still got to prove it," Hunter said. "I just can't go to the league and they just, 'Oh, here you go, Trav, you could do all this,' and I don't go out and show up how I'm supposed to show up." Like Kelce, many coaches will question whether Hunter can excel at receiver and corner until he proves it. They can flip on the tape and see what he did in college, but the competition in the NFL is much tougher. Following the Kansas City Chiefs' heartbreaking 40-22 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 59, tight end Travis Kelce took some time to seriously consider his future. Kelce and girlfriend Taylor Swift went overseas on a vacation getaway, and the couple kept a low profile and stayed out of the spotlight as the Pro Bowl tight end weighed his options and decided whether or not he wanted to come back for his 13th NFL season. To the delight of Chiefs fans, the 35-year-old pass catcher ultimately decided not to retire and come back for another run at a Super Bowl championship, a decision that he reportedly made while heavily considering Swift's opinion on the matter. And while the decision was Kelce's to make, A new report from Page 6 reveals that Swift was a sounding board for the Chiefs All-Pro during the decision-making process, and that they discussed the life-changing topic as a couple. The report also revealed how Swift really feels about Kelce playing another season rather than retiring and starting their life together. She didn't want Travis to retire, a source told Page 6. She wanted him to go out on a high. Note: during a recent episode of his New Heights podcast, Kelce admitted that he wasn't at his best against the Eagles. He finished with 4 catches for 39 yards, which left a bad taste in his mouth and motivated him to come back for at least one more year and try to end his career with a better result. His decision also affected Swift in a big way. The 14-time Grammy winner reportedly is buying a house in Kansas City to be closer to Kelce during football season. The couple is also reportedly looking at buying a home together, which would presumably be their primary residence together should they eventually get married. Travis and Jason Kelce have announced a huge guest on the latest episode of New Heights, with Ben Stiller joining the show to be broadcast on Wednesday. In a teaser clip shared by the legendary NFL brothers, they discussed Stiller's love of the New York Knicks and whether he would ever make another Tropic Thunder. They also shared a picture of the 3 men together with the caption, "Iconic, movie villain, iconic New Heights guest." The picture sparked a flurry of comments from New Heights fans about how small Stiller, 59, looks compared to the Kelce brothers. Stiller is 5 feet and 7 inches, while Chiefs star Kelce is 6'4", and former Philadelphia Eagles lineman Jason is 6'3". "Is that pic photoshopped?" "Ha ha ha ha, sorry Ben, but you look tiny," one fan responded. A different user replied, "I didn't. No, Ben Stiller was so small." With Travis now in his NFL offseason, the podcast tends to turn to celebrity guests before taking a mid-season break. Listeners have also been waiting patiently for Travis to bring girlfriend Taylor Swift onto the podcast. The popular Chiefs site, Barbecue Chiefs, revisited that topic after their latest announcement and tweeted out in response to Stiller, "When is the Taylor Swift episode coming? A New Heights show." The Kansas City Chiefs star went into the offseason, facing huge questions about his future in the sport after his team lost the Super Bowl in New Orleans to the Philadelphia Eagles. But he eventually decided to play on for at least one more year in Kansas City, opening up about the decision on a recent podcast episode. "The biggest thing is that I love playing the game of football," Kelce said on the show. "I still feel like I can play it at a high level, and possibly at a higher level than I did last year. I don't think it was my best outing, you know? I think I let my guys down in a lot more moments than I helped them, especially if you look at my track record and how I've been in years past." Travis Hunter has never been one to back down from a challenge, and he's not starting now. The Colorado superstar, projected to be a top 3 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, recently responded to Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, who questioned whether Hunter could successfully play both offense and defense in the NFL. Kelce's comments made on his New Heights podcast weren't necessarily doubting Hunter's talent, but they did come with a warning. Hunter, known for his relentless work ethic and two-way dominance in college, isn't taking it lightly. Instead, he's using it as fuel. Travis Kelce, a future first-ballot Hall of Famer, expressed concerns about whether Hunter could handle the physical toll of playing both ways at the highest level. "He's going to have to prove that he can do it," Kelce said, referencing how even Deion Sanders, one of the greatest two-way players in history, had specific packages rather than playing full-time on both sides of the ball. The Chiefs tight end questioned whether Hunter would become too exhausted.